Hello, my name's Christina Fox, and this is how I made this spooky book. So this is the book I'm going to use this time around, and my idea is that this one's going to have a snake on the front, and then on the spine of the book I'm going to put this little sort of lizardy thing. He's going to sort of wrap around as if he's sort of hugging the book. So I kind of like that idea. I think that's nice and simple, nothing too fancy, certainly within my skill set. So that's what I want to do. One of the things I learnt when I did the other two books is that obviously if you leave it like that, you can only do one side and then you've got to wait for it to dry and then you have to do the other side. So I came up with the idea of save some tissue boxes, strap them all together, and now what I can do is I can put my book in there like that. So that way I've got the whole surface to work on all the time. And I deliberately want it to sort of be a bit sort of kind of droopy so that I can get into the sort of creases here. If it's too high up, then it'll dry like that, and then as you sort of put the covers down, it'll probably crack. So I deliberately want to make sure that it sort of hangs down a little bit like that. The other thing I learnt, if I get my other book, which one was it? That one, is that when I painted it, if you can see, look, I've got paint on it. So the other thing I'm going to do, so I don't make a mess of the pages this time, is I'm going to wrap just the pages in some cling film to protect them from all the glue and the paint, so that I might paint them later, but I obviously paint them the colour I want rather than just let it all splish bosh all over the place. So to make this look like a spooky book, what you need is some toilet roll, and you need glue, and I'm going to dilute my glue a little bit, just to make it a bit easier to spread. So I'm just using, oops. So I'm just using PVA glue. So I think in the States you call this Elmer's glue, or sometimes people call it school glue. But it's just really, sort of bog standard white glue. Okay. And I should have got a brush ready. Okay. So this brush will do, I think. I'm just gonna dilute it a little bit because I want to be able to sort of spread it nice and easily and thinly. The first time I did this with the other books, I used wallpaper paste, and I don't think it really worked very well because it just took forever to dry. It took days, whereas sort of PVA should dry really quickly. Now that might not be enough, but it's enough to get me started, so I'm quite happy with that, I think. Okay, so let me get that back under the camera where you can see it. So the idea is, here we go, you want to get glue on your book, and if you're anything like me, I should say you should have a board down or newspaper or something to catch all the dribbles and drips. So what you're trying to do is make it sort of wrinkly. It's all right if it wrinkles. In fact, wrinkles are a good thing. That kind of makes it look spookier. There we go. And it doesn't matter if you rip holes in it because you can just patch it up. There we go. the idea is I have a snake and it's gonna, so should it look down or should it look up? Probably should, I suspect it should look maybe to an angle. Thank you. And then it's gonna, its tail's gonna wrap around like that. And then my little lizardy friend here is going to be here, and he's going to sort of wrap his arms around as well. So I think I might do him first. So these are just plastic toys. Often they're sort of things you give away at children's parties, or sort of in goodie bags and things. Not to be eaten, of course, obviously not that sort of goodie bag. Okay, so he's gonna under his arm. And we can stick down and put it under his tail. Okay, now this is the bit, I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, because obviously the snake is sort of quite heavy. So I'm hoping this glue is going to be strong enough. Come down a bit more, and that way hopefully they won't crack when they dry. Okay, let's zoom out from there. So there it is. So it looks like it's got some horrible skin disease at the moment. But next thing I'll do, once this is all dry, is I'm going to paint it black, and then I'm going to brush it either with another colour paint, or I'll go over it with this sort of gold wax that I've got, and that really makes all the texture sort of really pop out. But I'll have to decide which one I'm going to do. But first of all, this has got to dry. So I'm finally on the home straight. This is the last thing to do, which is to put the little gold wax on all the sort of all the texture, which includes also my little lizard and my huge great big snake. So this is where the whole thing hopefully just sort of pops. It really should look amazing once I've done this bit. So what I'm going to do is I have this stuff. So this is a gold gilt cream, and I've had this ages. Donkey's years, it lasts forever. It did dry out a little bit, so I had to put a little bit of white spirit in it just to sort of soften it up a little bit. But you can see that's amazing stuff. So I'm going to put your finger in and then just rub. And it's going to take up, look at that. Isn't that lovely? It just clings onto all the rough bits, and you can still see, even though I've put the toilet paper over the lizard, you can still see his texture underneath. You can still catch his little scales. I'm just going to get some around the front. And I have to admit, I think this is better just doing it with your finger. Just doing a little bit. Because it's sort of easier to control it, I think. And the edges, you don't want too much, you don't want to go crazy. But you do want it to stand out. I think that's fabulous. I'm really pleased with that. So hopefully that's getting gilt cream on my camera. I'm now going to zoom out and show you the snake. Let's start on the head. In fact, let's zoom in even more. So that's as far as I can go. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks fantastic. I'm really chuffed with that. There you go. You can still see the scales. Let's come out so you can see the whole thing. And that's So that's my first spooky book from my apothecary's drawing room for our Halloween event, which will be, well, in 8 months, so quite a long way to go yet if I'm going to make a library, but I'm pretty happy with that.